here at Zoo Miami. We are going to, if you checked out one of our previous videos, you may have seen a little bit of the history of the previous zoo here in Miami, the Crandon Park Zoo. This is the bigger, better zoo that opened up in 1980, and it has 3,000 plus animals in here, and it's a massive zoo, big, huge zoo. So we're going to try and see as much as we can today. All right, so let's get underway and go see some animals at the zoo.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
And here's where we're going to get our tickets today. And right here looks like we can scan this QR code and download the map. $23 admission for adults, $19 for kids. We haven't even gotten in the zoo yet, still not quite in the entrance, and we get to visit the American flamingo, or as our friend Kaylee likes to call them, mangoes. A couple of them seem to have awakened. But mostly they're just kind of at rest. And we got a map where we can orient ourselves. We are right there. And we have all these other paths to walk through. Some animal feeding times going on during the day, tram tours, safari, cycles, wildlife training, carousel, boat ride. And what do we got over here? The South Florida wading bird exhibit. And here's some of the wading birds we might see in the Everglades right here. So they got these like little bikes, rideables. These are cute, and they're all different animals. And then they've got the big carts.
Please proceed to cashier 3.
The safari cycles, 3-hour minimum for the small ones. Those are 54. Each additional hour is 20. The larges are 69 with each additional 25. So you can rent these cycles here, and then it helps you get around the zoo a little bit faster. Very cool exhibit, nice little thematic, good open space for them. Our guy has just zipped around behind the tree, and he's just kind of having a lazy morning. Just going to lay down there in the shade. Like the gibbons are in here. Hi there. Oh, okay. There he's right over there. Also contemplative. It seems like that's going to be a theme today. Contemplative animals. So here's some of those animal scooters, animal themed scooters. Those are pretty cute, very popular. Also seeing a bunch of the safari bikes. There's one right behind me. I've seen a bunch of those already, and some of the tram tours people are taking around. So a lot of different ways to use transportation to see the zoo. And we got a Bornean orangutan here. The old wax mold animal. Loved these things when we were kids. Come out all steamy and waxy. Do you remember when you would beg for one of these things? So please, can we get a wax animal figure? Only $5, you can get an elephant. So Annette just found out the monorail is permanently closed. that's too bad, because I love me a good monorail, as you know. And it's too bad, because I would have liked to have taken the monorail overview of the zoo. But I guess we'll just look at the monorail track here and wonder what was. Yeah, we're coming up on the lowland Anoa.
He also wants to go back in.
Lives up to 20 years, 330 to 660 pounds. Also endangered. An interesting fact, Anoa are the smallest wild cattle species and found only on Indonesia islands and of Sulawesi and Bhutan. Interesting. Ah, we got a Cuban crocodile here. So we've passed through a little bit of Africa. Here's the wings of Asia. Let's go check out some of the birds of Asia. Now we're going to push our way out the door into the aviary. So this is maybe one of the larger aviaries that we've been in. And it is beautiful in here. And the birds are just roaming around.
Nobody's pretty.
Yeah, they got a nice long orange beak here.
And the Ace one, right?
And got some flower. I'm not sure what kind of flowers these are, but some very pretty flowers from these branches overhead. And it's a very tall aviary too, so the birds have a lot of room to fly in here, which is really amazing. So there's a few elevated spots and different elevations here in the aviary. Lots of different angles to see birds. It's really very pretty. Must be a great spot for the birds. They must love it. I think I probably heard that the monorail had closed some time ago, but I had forgotten about it, and I remain distressed. I mean, everybody likes a good monorail, especially one that tours you around the park and lets you see a little bit of everything. All right, so we have the answers here to the monorail, permanently decommissioned after 4 decades. The expansion in 1982 added the monorail, and it originally consisted of 3 trains that provided transportation around the zoo. 2 additional trains were added that have been used at the World's Fair in New Orleans. One of the trains became utilized for parts to keep the others running because the original manufacturer went out of business. Disney did that with their monorails in Disneyland at a certain point. Maintaining the trains in safe running condition became cost prohibitive, and the decision was made to permanently decommission the system. According to the signage there, it says that it will be very costly for them to remove the monorail track from throughout the zoo, but it's going to be less expensive than it would be to keep a monorail operating with no actual source for replacement parts and having to sort of jury rig it. So it's too bad, but hey, sometimes those things have to happen. They got to move on. Unfortunately, there will not be a monorail here anymore. So they got the alternates, the Safari tram tours, the Safari cycles, and the VIP cart tours. And we're not getting food yet, but they got Miami BGR, which I assume is just an outlet of the BGR chain. And so this is what they got. A couple of different types of burgers and dogs and chicken tenders. Closing in on the Asian elephants. And they talk a little bit about some of the animal care, some of the herds. And there's one of the elephants right there. I see the other elephant right over there across the way. Got a big old trunk full of hay. And it looks like the greater one-horned rhinos have made a huge comeback. They're not out of the woods yet, but they have made a great comeback from where they were before. Some conservation information, and that's really cool with most of the bigger animal exhibits here. They have some information about conservation and how you can help. And this is one of the places you can do a rhino encounter. And we got like a street gang up here with the scooters. We've got an animal on the loose. One has escaped its habitat and is just running wild. So you enjoying your time at the zoo so far?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, at least we are hitting some shady spots, and also visiting in January means that it's not as hot. It's a little toasty for her right now. But
remember that the vending machines that give out bottles of soda don't work.
Yeah,
they
so we overpaid on one of the vending machines to get some liquids for her to get refreshed because we weren't close by counter space, and of course it stiffed us. It stiffed us. We got hosed. So we just stopped here, and we replaced Annette's Gatorade that didn't dispense. We still are going to try and fix that at some point, but we purchased one from a cart where we can actually guarantee we're going to get it. And look, I decided to get an IPA. It's a Hatui. So cheers. It's funny with these safari cycles going around, we keep hearing them break and we think, is that an elephant? No, it's the safari cycle actually breaking. Wild Bactrian camels are critically endangered, less than 1,000 remaining in the wild. Let's see if he's peeking out a little bit.
We know that they're Bactrian camels, not only because the sign says, because they have two humps like a B, and the dromedaries have one hump like a D.
I'm doing a little bit of scratching. I was a little concerned that seeing those, we might run into people just cruising around too crazy. But mostly hasn't been too bad. Even when there's groups of them, the paths are wide enough. People are generally, I have not felt like I was going to be run over by one of the little scooters or the safari cycles. You know, there are a lot of shaded areas. And that's the sound of the safari cycle braking. Arabian oryx here. An Indian gaur, and he's kind of in an inactive mode as well. He's obviously eaten lunch and is taking his post-lunch nap.
So the Indian gaur is the symbol that they use for Red Bull products. You know, Red Bull gives you wings, and I think he forgot to have his Red Bull. He is not a representation for high energy right now. We interrupt your Africa area tour for a little abandoned footage, and this is what is remaining the abandoned or decommissioned monorail station in Africa. Obviously, it has not been repainted. They're just going to leave it until they remove it.
When I say that these cycles are popular, they're really popular. They're driving all over the place, and apparently if you don't get in line for one early, you may wait in a bit of a line to rent one later. You could definitely see the appeal of getting around the zoo. They are a way to get around the zoo a lot faster. Stop at the places you want to stop at. We have all day, so we're gonna figure we're just gonna go ahead and do the walking thing. But I can definitely see the appeal of those. And we're at the Oasis Outpost, just checking to see what they got on the menu here. Looks like they got churro sundaes, churros, pretzel with cheese, ice cream cone, popcorn, and a variety of beverages. And even I'm seeing some mixed drinks. Looks like you can get some mixed drinks here as well if you want. So I think we're gonna go into the Oasis Grill here, but you can scan this QR code for the menu and do mobile ordering. I think we're just gonna go ahead and order as we arrive. All right, so we've conquered. We came to the Oasis Grill in Africa. We got a hamburger, no cheese. I think it's got some lettuce and tomato in there somewhere, maybe underneath it.
Yeah.
Some fries, chicken tenders, we got some honey mustard dip, some ketchup. All right, quick Oasis Grill review. What'd you think?
Hey, not bad for theme park food.
Yeah, for being zoo food or whatever.
The tenders were huge.
She liked
crispy.
Yeah, they were good sized tenders. And the burger itself was pretty decent, and I did find the lettuce and tomato underneath. And moving on to more animals, we got a pygmy hippo, which is one of the animal encounters you can do here at the zoo.
Sleepy hippo.
And here comes another safari tram, which I believe you can take. It's only a few bucks. And they give you the guided tour all around the zoo. Little traffic jam here. Got some safari cycles, the safari tram. This doesn't happen with the monorail, in case you were wondering. And we've reached the giraffe feeding station. And quite a line for this. Everybody's lined up to do giraffe feeding. That's something Annette did at the Columbus Zoo, and she really quite enjoyed it. So I don't think we're going to do that today, but it was really fun to do at the Columbus Zoo. A whole bunch of giraffes here, and even a baby over there. Just a little baby. Got a greater kudu, and a gazelle. There's the greater kudu.
That's the male.
There's the female.
And the gazelle in the middle.
It looks like we are going to be entering the Amazon, land of the giants. Come up on the spider monkeys as we're entering the Amazon. And always looking around somewhere. Another iguana. Looks like a warthog or something of similar species type. And the sign says it is a babirusa. Means pig deer in Malagasy language. Right next to the Amazon here, there is a big lake. You can rent pedal boats and pedal around the lake here. You can get a traditional swan or a old school yellow rubber ducky. And it looks like the Pedal boats operate from 10 to 5, last terminal at 4:30. The rides are 30 minutes. And it's $25 for a swan boat or duck boat or a pontoon boat. Let's go right down here into the tiki hut, get your rental, and head out on the water. Here's the warthog, who is least concern amount of endangered. And there he is, kind of just a little bit of a snooze underneath the tree. Barely visible there, and as usual facing away from the camera, but just taking a nap. What do we have in common with a polar bear? Well, we're feeling the heat of climate change. This is a Conservation Action Center. It looks like it's going to be sort of a hands-on kind of thing, interactive, what you can do to help conservation of animals and different species. It's very loud in here already. I can hear there's a lot of banging. So here we got some invasive species here in Florida: the iguana, lionfish, Burmese python, the cane toad, and the Argentine black and white tegu. All right, conservation station had some interesting facts and things you could learn, but the cacophony in there, kids, they've got what is like a whack-a-mole kind of game that teaches some conservation thing, and they also had some other thing that was banging, so it's just like really loud banging, echoing, and kids screaming in reaction to, yeah, so it's been a very screamy day. All right, this sign says it's time for you to go. We've reached the end of our zoo visit for the day. So what did you think of Zoo Miami?
I liked it. It was nice. And hey, Florida Zoo's flat, no hills.
Yeah, we did not have to climb a lot of hills.
It's awesome.
It was, you know, in January it was like, okay, it's nice because it's not super hot, but it was pretty warm today. We were definitely very thirsty and definitely felt like we were out in the sun all day.
Yeah.
So we had a good time, great visit, checking out all the animals. It's a huge zoo, a lot of area to walk. But we filled the whole day with fun here. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, tell your friends. Comment below, have you been to Zoo Miami? And if you haven't, have you been to Columbus or San Diego or any of the other ones that are really big? We've been to, I think we've been to all the other ones recently in the last 4 or 5 years, so it's pretty cool. We've been to some of the big ones in the United States. So thanks for watching, and remember kids, have a good time all the time.